Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. We traveled to Sunlight Basin just outside the east border of Yellowstone to search for Sasquatch because of the long history of Bigfoot sightings in and around this location. I would like to share one of many Bigfoot sightings reported to us while we search for this elusive giant. Bobby writes RMSO. Years ago, when I was about 7 or 8 years old, a friend of mine had asked if I would like to go with him and his mom to meet up with his dad that was logging upon Sunlight Basin at the time. Of course, out of all the kids, I begged my mom to go with them and finally was able to go. We left for Cody that day around 6 a.m. and we got there around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. That night we stayed in a motel, and the next day we went up on the Sunlight to meet up with that friend of mine's dad. Of course, we asked this dad if we could go out and do a bit of exploring, and he told us that we could. So at that point, myself and that friend had grabbed a couple 22s and went to go do some hunting. I remember that at one point we decided to split up later in the day. He decided to go towards the bottom and I went back up towards the top of the mountain ridge. Once I got to the top of this ridge, I could look across the entire valley to the north, which you would be looking toward Yellowstone. As I looked back to the southeast, I could look across the second valley and see at the very bottom the highway that ran through there, as well as the other mountain range like the Rattlesnake. I guess it was around 3 p.m. as I was just standing there. Off straight in front of me was an old cut pile where the loggers had already gone through and put all the old dead trimming. This pile, if I had to guess now, was close to 7 to 8 feet tall. But again, I am going off memory from years ago. As I was just simply standing there, I'd caught something moving past this cut pile. From what I saw, it stood on 2 legs. The color was a dark red and had tints of silver that ran through the hair. I did get a good look at it from the side view and noticed that it looked like it didn't have much of a nose, or it must have been extremely flat looking. The side view of the face almost looked like a piece of old leather and had some silver that ran through the hair on it. I also noticed the shoulders, and this may sound stupid, but it looked like the pads you use to protect your shoulders in football. The arms come off of these shoulders stretched almost to the knees, but the fingers did, however, stretch just beyond the kneecap. I don't think I was more than 35 to 40 yards from it that day. I remember that night begging and crying to go home, and finally we did, but man, it upset my friend's mom and dad. After I had seen that, I did not feel safe there at all. To this very day, I have not been back to Cody, and that is 40 years ago. And I have not been into the mountains, not even the nearby Bighorn National Forest. RMSO responds, Hi Bob. We've been to Cody a couple of times for Bigfoot sighting investigations between Cody and Yellowstone. Appreciate you sending us your sighting report. This area seems to have the most sightings of Bigfoot reported around the Yellowstone area. Bobby continues, You are welcome. I hope that you find what you're looking for. I've reached out to a couple other people that hunt these creatures and never heard back from any of them. Other than that, I tried one time to confide in my ex-wife, and she laughed and said I was full of it. So at that point, I stopped talking to people about what I had seen. I hope in your search you find some good evidence. I think they're closer to humans than everyone thinks. I truly believe if you go back up there close to where I was, you will find what you're looking for, as I believe he still lives up there. Anyway, good luck. Happy squatching. RMSO responds, Thank you for your report. They help give us a window into the life of Bigfoot. And yes, I do believe you were right about he or Sasquatch still living there. The east border of Yellowstone, inside and outside of the park from the southeast gate to the Beartooth Mountains, has the largest concentration of Bigfoot sighting reports in the Yellowstone-Teton area. We have received several Bigfoot sightings in this area, and on this particular expedition, we are visiting and searching around 4 other report locations besides yours. Hope you all enjoyed a look at a Bigfoot sighting hotspot and hearing about one of the Bigfoot sighting reports that motivates us to come and search for this elusive giant in this area. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.